What's up, Juventus? It's another Champions League matchup. This is the one against Real Madrid, and what better way to face them than amidst turmoil at every corner around Juventus and all the drama, all the heat, and we even got a little sprinkle of a little more drama today involving Tudor and Locatelli. I wouldn't have it any other way, baby, so let's get into it. I got Skanga, I got Omer with me. Fellas, how you doing, Skanga? How you doing, brother?
Well, isn't everyone ready for a nice, easy Champions League Wednesday? I am. I am 100% ready to go.
Oh, yeah. They're all easy. Let's
today?
go. Let's go.
Oh, it's Real Madrid.
Omer, how you doing, brother? Guns out, at least.
Yeah, no sleeves Omer. It's right in the name. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm great. Tremendous night of football. I'm kidding. It wasn't tremendous. I'm kind of scared we won't get a beating like most teams did yesterday. But Napoli lost like 6-2 to Eindhoven after they shit-talked us last season when we lost. So that's a good one.
What goes around comes around.
Went to
Fango.
sleep happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they had a good mercato or anything. It's not like they emptied their pockets for Conte. Yeah.
But they have, yeah. good
That's a
coach or
shame.
anything.
That's a shame. Now, ciao tutti. Never needed the AJC as bad as we do right now.
You're getting
Oh,
a heavy
like
dose of
that?
it today, bud. Heavy dose.
Look
Like
at that.
that is,
Look at that. What's up to
representation
everybody in the chat? You guys are awesome. Tomas, Forza Juve, Eric, Adam Khan, Calvin Jones. We got Tuna Steaks. We got Swartwork Music, Cugino Eddie, Forza Juve, Sikoko, Dick Laurent, and then Ray Mal, of course. You guys, and Giratina, I see in there too. Guys, drop a like while you're in here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. For all our newcomers, it's your one-stop shop for everything Juventus. We got a ton to tackle. Never, ever a dull moment around Juventus. And today is no different. We will hit you with headlines. We'll get into everything in the build-up to this matchup and go from there. As far as the news today around Juventus, there isn't a whole bunch, okay, other than still reports swirling around potential coaches. Yesterday, we hear that there are 2 on standby. We'll kind of look at today. We're hearing that Chiellini is still vouching for one of those guys being Mancini. And then we're hearing that Spalletti has been looked at by Juventus management. Is what it is, all right? When you hear about today's matchup, the immediate news is Locatelli, apparently, and Igor Tudor are getting into it. And Locatelli taking exception to the fact that he is not expected to be starting in this game today.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Why would you start your captain?
It's... That's the big one out of the news today, and of course, we'll get into it all. But let's go through some of the headlines from the last matchup. Rugani renewed until 2028. Fellas, thoughts on that one?
Probably should have done it last year instead of sending him out on loan. That's just me.
Yeah, it's sort of
He's a good
like,
soldier. Good soldier. Loves being the 6th man in the rotation.
Yeah, it's like
Renewed
whatever.
for how much?
He actually took a pay cut, and it's to 2028.
What are we even talking about here?
Still to be determined how big that pay cut is.
There's no better employees as the ones who take pay cuts. So good on him. and it's like it's whatever. Okay, it's Rugani. He's not going to be a starter. at
Spoken
Juve.
like
We
someone
hope he
that's
won't.
just become management. There you go.
Bingo.
Here's the thing. I don't necessarily have an issue with the Rugani renewal per se. The issue I have is he's not one you have to do right now. And while you're Mickey and Mousing with your best player Yildiz, it's a bad look. And it continues to make you look like Mickey Mouse Club. That's just me. That's just me from the perception perspective, from a tone deaf perspective as a club, going through all this shit. No, we're not going to make a statement on anything. We're not going to just try to ease things a little bit. No, we're just going to come out with a renewal to 2028 for Daniele Rugani. That could have been done at any point this season. Okay.
See,
thanks, guys. I'm
I'm trying to figure this out for a second. Why is it that, or maybe I might have this wrong. Why is it that football is the only sport where they do these renewals mid-season? They can't do this shit on the off-season? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, am I missing something?
They must have this incredible fear that someone's going to run and sign him in January and have an agreement with him and make that he's going to just go at season's end. I don't know what the hell the case is, but they could. This is one you could easily wait on. And for me, the biggest priority is your best player. And I can't help but get nervous while we start going down a very similar path of seasons past, all within these past 5 years, that maybe that love and that affinity for the club, we should jump on that right now with Yildiz just to kind of secure. Yeah, he's technically secured to us until 2029, but at 1.7 million, and the rumors are swirling in both directions. We've got rumors that Kenan Yildiz, the renewal is done. They're just waiting to actually announce and waiting for a financial period to come forward so that that'll be fine. But the other rumors are that no, there is in fact no agreement, and that his dad has actually been there on multiple occasions, and word on the street is that his dad is the one that's saying hang on the extension. There's no need right now at the moment, and that could be for a number of different reasons. But that's just me from the outside looking in on the Rugani. Don't have a real issue with it per se, but in the grand scheme of things, there's some other business I'd probably take care of first that makes you look a little bit more on it than a guy that you wanted to ship out last season, etc. Oh, okay, but that was Juntli, that was Mota. Okay, great. Where's the ambition? Where's the ideas? Where's everything coming? Like, Rugani could have been done at any time. He's a good soldier. He ain't going anywhere.
Email. You could do Rugani's update renewal over like Facebook Messenger. But maybe Yildiz, maybe his dad's saying, we don't want to get in this kid's head talking about numbers when he's having such a good season. Let's just wait till like a calm period. Let him focus on football. Maybe.
Yeah, it can be a number of different reasons. And it seems to vary depending on Juve's latest results. So yeah, if we beat Real Madrid today, then all the news will start hyping up Tudor, his selections, Yildiz, the renewal is coming, blah, 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 blah.
I love the positivity right there from Omar. Did you say when or if? When.
If.
I'm going
If.
Big if. Big if. Hey, but another if we were all wondering about what the hell are they going to do with Igor Tudor? Well, lifeline given. 3-week period given. So today's match is actually not going to decide anything according to yesterday's reports. Today means nothing in the grand scheme of things when it comes to his job. His job will matter in the next 3 weeks when you look at the matchups against Lazio, Udinese, and Cremonese all being critical, and then you're going to have Sporting and Torino. And that is where you're going to get your decision made on Tudor.
I agree with that. I agree that today shouldn't be a decision maker for his future. Like, what? Come on. Should it be? No, if it's 10-0, I think.
Even if I was going to make a change, I wouldn't do it for this game anyways, because why would you want to start off that way? Like, kick it off against Lazio or Udinese or Cremonese. But that's besides the point. I don't think that they were planning on doing it at that point anyways. And in our shows, we've all kind of been pretty much on the same wavelength that it doesn't really feel 100% like the time to pull that trigger, despite, a ton of draws. And then that ugly, embarrassing loss to Como still doesn't feel like it's the time. However, there's a lot of stuff brewing behind the scenes now when you start to hear about Comoli and Tudor issues. And now today, you've got another one in the headlines there with a Locatelli issue. It's ugly. It's ugly.
You can't have an issue with your coach and your captain.
No.
This is like when NFL teams have players only meetings. When this shit starts to happen, there's a fire somewhere. You're seeing a lot of smoke. We saw this. This is almost like, not quite there. Almost like the Danilo Mota thing last year. You can't have this shit happening.
It's exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's your captain. I mean, the choices are weird. I mean, I think he's starting to lose the plot a bit. Same mistakes that Mota made. I mean, I have no idea who our best 11 are, but I'm sure Locatelli is in there. And if
True.
Cook Miners is the one who starts after all his performances, even though Como wasn't his worst, but I mean, there are a lot of choices, at least depending on the lineup, that I just think he doesn't get it or he doesn't know, but something is off. Like, you need to play your best players, even if it's Real Madrid. You want to save him for Lazio, whatever. He's a professional footballer and he's your probably best midfielder. You have to play him. And if you don't, there's a big reason for why. Even if you got into an argument or whatever, outside you got to always show that everything is fine, and that you do that by not benching your captain. But it means Captain Yildiz, so yeah, some people will be happy about that.
But
was
Tudor didn't come out
already
and say
a
he's
bit.
been-
It was already a bit visible, as what music says, when he was always swapping him, being the one out early in games. I mean, there's something there. It's strange to me, man. It's always something. It's always something. But if we look at Tudor, Skang and I so far have said that it doesn't really feel the time. However, things are changing quickly, especially if you listen to this guy talk. And what did you guys think about yesterday's presser? Because I thought it was horrible, personally.
Yeah. Do you have any of the write-ups from that? I didn't memorize them.
I do.
Some of those, if you could bring those up, while you bring those up, man, you can't. We were talking about this in the group chat a little bit. It sounds like somebody who's starting to panic a little bit, these comments, and it's not a good look for your coach when you have these sort of comments coming out. And we're 7 games into the season, only have 1 loss. I get it. It's a lot of draws, but you can't have comments like this. If you have them, fire them out.
I'll just fire some of them out of it, okay?
Yeah.
At Juventus, a draw brings frustration. Against Inter, we put in a great performance. You got the job done, but great performance. Against Atalanta, we were the better team. Then in Verona, there was the penalty and the red card. And finally, against Milan, we took a point. I'm satisfied. The fans aren't. I have a problem with saying you're satisfied with that string of results. 5 draws or whatever in a row that it was before you got an embarrassing defeat to.
He also mentioned something about we played the top teams.
I'll bring out more because there's a bunch to it and whatnot. But I don't know. I had a real problem with him saying I'm satisfied. The fans are. If we think changing formation or moving Yildiz around will get us points, we're on the wrong path.
Yeah.
If the analysis is simply that we're Juve and therefore must always win, then that's not the right approach.
I didn't hear that one. That's the first time I heard that one.
Excuse me? Without a referee error in Verona and an easier schedule, we'd be top of the Serie A standings.
That's the one I took. I took a big issue with that one. You can't. Okay, we were up. You corrected me yesterday. We were up 2-1, and then there should have been a red card.
No, we were up 1-0. We were up 1-0.
Whatever.
So that game ends in a draw, but guys,
referee errors happen all the time. You got to play through it. You can't.
That is the guy. My immediate gut reaction is this is the guy that you brought in that had links to playing for Juventus before, is supposed to help us when we know that we lack our culture, our DNA, that we've kind of lost that. Mm-hmm. He is supposed to be a symbol of that. He is supposed to help kind of revive that, at least from a coaching level, while we know we're not getting it from an upper management level. and you come out and you literally have the most anti-Juve presser I've probably arguably ever heard. That's crazy. That's a man defeated. To me, it sounds like he knows the writings on the wall. That's what I got from the presser. That's just me. Writings on the wall vibes. Omer?
Yeah, I can't say it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I can't say it doesn't feel like it. I don't know. It was an awful presser, and after we praised his press conferences in the last show, this was a horror show. Absolute horror show. I don't know how to comment about it. I guess the weight of the shirt when you are losing is a lot heavier than when they're winning.
Well, we weren't losing, we were drawing.
Coaches seem to fail at it. Drawing, whatever. All I heard from his comment is that we haven't won since Inter. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
You have to.
You can give me excuses about draws and whatever.
It makes you appreciate just a little bit more.
Like
makes you appreciate just a little bit more Max Allegri's pressers. Just a little bit more. Because he never really gave anything. He never gave, we're frustrated or I'm upset with this or that. He sort of just.
He had his bullshit.
He definitely had some moments too. Yeah. And again, it's the same story though. It's right around the moment comes. And I said this with Tudor as well. Wait for the honeymoon phase to end. Because as soon as that, critique comes in, as soon as the heat comes in from the fans, as soon as all that comes in, boom. All of a sudden, then you really see where these guys are at. But yeah, it's really, really bad, man. It's really, really bad. And Mitch is saying if he really said, he did say it, that if he really said all that, you must fire him. And I'm not a Tudor out guy. It's very, very bad. And when you start getting into, like I said before, against Como, when he starts talking about player pickups and all this and transfer stuff, now you've also taken a shot at your players, the players that you currently have. Because anytime a coach, when the season's already underway, you've already got into that. And I gave Max shit for it sometimes too. Anytime you do that, you've just literally taken a shit on the guys that you're currently asking to do a job for you. You're literally saying, well, this is not what I needed. Like I needed other guys, whatever. You have literally just done that. And there's no need to do that. The Mercado is over. I don't want to fucking hear on October 22nd you bring up the summer because it's done. And you know what? If you wanted to, around when the window was open, that's when you open your mouth and you start putting pressure on your management. If you can't do that behind closed doors and say, guys, look, 2 guys with ACL returns, can we get a fucking defender?
We all sort of called that one. Actually, we all literally called that one.
You find a way. I don't want to hear these excuses about, you needed somebody to leave to get. Well, they didn't push anybody out. They didn't even care to ask. It's say, guys, you need to go. You know why? Because they weren't willing to take any losses whatsoever. And I'm going to go a step further and say this. If you knew, which they knew the whole way, that you were going to take a sting on FFP, that you're anticipating a fine or whatnot, all the more reason to maybe just go over that little bit more to cover yourself for the 25-26 season. I'm just saying, like, fucking play it up because everybody else out there does too. Just,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but we are under that fucking UEFA crosshairs every season, and I think right now we're just under the 70%. And I think they just wanted to keep it there.
That still goes to these morons because I'll tell you why. Because you're missing it. You're missing this period for FFP through a penalty that you faced from UEFA. That's the only reason you didn't get your books in line, because of almost 100 million revenue loss. So if this management team figured that they could still be competitive and hit the 3-year period, which there's no chance when you lose that much revenue. Where else were they going to make it from? So if they didn't have the wherewithal to make some type of agreement at that point with UEFA and say, hey, look, like, because of this penalty, we're not going to do it. Because in the end, Juve accepted everything. Juve had to accept all the terms. They were like, okay, yeah, we know this coming. Like, we're going to accept it. That's why I think they're so confident. But I hope that's the case, because if the springtime comes and it's more than just an insignificant fine,
it's a miss. Yeah,
that's going to be more blood on their hands from upper management.
It's going to be. They're pretty confident, and we heard about this in the summer too. They knew this was coming, and listen, all the negative that you want to say about Juntli, the guy moved a goddamn mountain to get these financials to a point where we might almost skate through financial fair play. And you can say no one else gets, we get it. They don't attack anybody else. We get it. For some reason, we get attacked with it, but that's life. But I kind of agree with you. If we were on that line, why not just, what's another 20 million? Right?
In for a penny, in for a pound, right?
Bingo.
Well, watch a transfer ban be a part of it or something, and then watch. Then it's like, you know what? We might as well have just gone over a little bit more and covered yourselves and had your guys. It's like, because they're ignoring some of the stipulations that are in there, like good financial movement, etc. All the years, our deficits have been smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yes.
To the point where the last one was 58 million. When the year before they started counting this term of FFP, we were negative 253 deficit. So the work's there. The progress is there. If they're going to strike you on that, when it's better than what a lot of the other teams that got just hit with small, insignificant fines, well, then it's always going to happen, and it's amici di nessuno, right?
Yep.
But speaking of upper management stuff, this is a mess when you look at Tudor, when you look at Comoli, and you look at everything that's going on. And I've been very vocal about, lately, Elkan for me.
Okay. I got one for you. Did you have something? Okay. Omer, I was thinking about this one last night. This is for you two. All right? Let's just say
I do.
You two wake up this morning and you are now John Elkan. What are you excuse me, what are you guys doing? You, Mr. John Elkan, over here with the Blue Jays hat. What are you doing in the near term and long term to fix this team? And selling the team, listen, I think you guys can give some thoughtful answers here. That's why I'm asking. You can't sell the team. John Elkan's not selling the team. So let's get past that. What are your first steps, sir, into righting this ship?
If I'm Elkan, I wake up today and I say, holy shit, I need somebody else to call shots.
Okay.
That's the reality. I would start with something very simple, like being fucking present and actually going and living the day-to-day. Because one of my main problems with this club is that the guys that are at the top want to talk about what it's like to be at Juve, and nobody's actually walking the walk. It's all talk. If it's all talk from the guys at the top, it's a trickle-down effect.
Okay.
So your coach comes in, Tudor, he talks about what it's like, what it means, the shirt, but then he sees he's the only one. And he maybe has a few players that do it, and he sees that from up top, ain't nobody giving a shit about that, and it's just empty words. That's my biggest problem. So if Elkan's serious about calling shots, and he's got this great thing with Comoli all of a sudden, that Comoli can step in, and maybe it was always in the plan to be CEO, but what exactly qualified Comoli to do that? He didn't succeed at any of the, I hate to say big club and involve Tottenham, but let's be serious. You know, he had a big club in Liverpool, but it's like no success there. Minimal success at Toulouse, a very small piece of accomplishment in the grand scheme of things in the footballing world, and to something that should never be measured by Juventus as success. I'm not really sure what qualifies him in the first place to really come in and and do this whole thing. And when I talk about walking the walk, there's a piece that came out yesterday that was completely misinterpreted. And it had to do with Comoli and his wife. A lot of people took the main piece out of this as, who gives a shit if he's hanging out with his wife and whatever, and ultimately, who does give a shit about it? But the delivery was piss poor, and maybe it was lost in translation. But the issue that the guy wasn't, that whoever it was, I can't remember, Luca Dimitroli, some shit like that. What he was trying to state is that Comoli instantly walks in, and the things that everybody prior, the rules don't apply to him since he's been there. And that's just one of the small symbolic pieces that he used to. It has nothing to do with his wife and the fact that he's bringing his wife. He used that as an example because everybody in the footballing side of things at Juventus had to have their wives on a separate sector. And the team and everybody there sat in one. He used that as a simple and small example that he's got vibes, which is exactly what he stated, that Comoli's got intense power at Juve right now to where he's just doing what he wants. And he's questioning whether or not that is in fact the guy that should be doing this. And he just used that one small example because it's one small example that you could see. But the other thing is that his wife works for him and they work together, is apparently one of the other reports. Guys, I'll just tell you right now, you don't work. No.
It's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea, okay? No. So I already don't like that anyways for that stand alone, okay? That's just a recipe for disaster. Nonetheless, that's all he was saying. At the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter about him or his wife. It's just a small symbol of what he was trying to say with Comoli and his power and how he's just doing things his own way, and in a way getting rid of the like how they used to operate as of old, right? And how they had their set beliefs and their way of doing things. So now we're going away from it. But is he going to go away from it in everything? Is he going to be true to bring an actual culture at Juve that's successful and everything? So everyone got hung up on the wife thing. But Comoli, I got heat. I got heat for Elkan. I got heat for Comoli. I put out a short video there. It was actually from our last podcast where I said, Elkan for me can't be the one calling the shots. Period. And for Comoli, I'm still on the fence. I'm skeptical. But anybody that's involved this past summer that didn't see one of the top priorities that we said going from last season into this season, and you just put zero priority on it, that raises flags for me. It could have been anybody. I don't care the name.
Well, I started dating my wife when she was working for me.
Oh,
the minute
son of a bitch.
The minute we started dating, I fired her. Because I was like, no, I can't do it.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Right.
Also at a nightclub, not a good place. If I'm waking up Elkan tomorrow, first of all, I'm bringing the logo back. That's the first thing I'll do. Grab that J-shit, bring the logo back. Now I'm telling Comoli, you have until the end of the week to sign a sporting director.
Yes.
Immediately. Yes, that's the first thing. And I work hard on bringing in a president, whoever, someone who knows football. I'm raising my hands and saying I have no idea what I'm doing. As far as I understand, Ferrari are in the same boat as Juve. He kind of has no idea what he does. So, and those are the first steps. But we talked about like the role in the previous show, and
you have to
have somebody. He should be the one who thinks towards the future, not on how to fix things right now. If everything is going well,
the main rebuttals.
And in terms of Comoli, I mean, he needs to be the law. If you like a cop who drives over the speed limit, if you set the rules, you're the first one to abide by them.
The rebuttals against this Elkan thing, it's the same old, man. Oh, he pumped this much money. Got you fans that are questioning him are ungrateful. Look at all the money pumped in, and yeah, even if it's 2% of Exor's corporate umbrella, it doesn't matter. It's his money. I'd like to see fans putting in their money, etc. I heard it all. Listen, I didn't tell him to become CEO of Exor.
We did not.
And I sure as fuck don't have any sympathy for him. What? It's not even his money, first of all, but yeah, he's in charge of what they do with it. I don't care. Then take somebody else's money that's willing to recapitalize your club. I don't care. That's called part of being an owner.
Yes.
And I will remind those people that Juve has never been about profitability. They don't give a shit because that's the whole point of Exor. When it's 2% of their corporate umbrella, that's the whole point. It's never been about profitability. It's about the club that the guys before loved, that wanted to be the best out there, the best on the planet. And it was about ambition. Right now, when you question the club's ambitions, that's why the light shines on Elkan. And he is in that position since 2011. The year after Andrea Agnelli actually came in to power as president of Juventus. This is the first period. This is the first period. In all that time, Elkan's had to actually make calls, hands-on, because Agnelli's not been here, and it's been a shit show.
Yeah, listen. Doubting Elkan's love for the club is just silly. Like, you can't do that. The guy loves the club. He's just way too fucking busy. Like,
you're not there. He's not there.
He's not there. He's just too busy. It's not that he doesn't. It's not his thing.
He's not a sports guy. He's
not a sports guy. He's an owner, right? Owners have to hire people in the right position. To say, oh, just sell it. He's not selling the club.
Said it a million times. He needs to go back to what he was before. This guy is in the distant, because that's all he is. Right now, at the top, and don't get me started. You can't have your president falling asleep at games. You just can't do that. What are we talking?
Did he really fall asleep? Did he fall asleep?
Okay, so Ferrero falls asleep, and it's just like I said it on the last show. Get rid of him. Dude. We can't have that. That's embarrassing, beyond embarrassing. So there's major issues there, and the more you find yourself in this carousel with no progress, because people say patience with Elkan. He's got Camoli now. Patience requires progress. Period.
Yes, it's true. We need just give us a little bit of progress. We're not seeing enough.
Elkan to have patience. It's been 5 years, people. It's been 5 years. Fans have the right to finally get fired up. Like, come on. Standards, It's totally okay to ask your club, a club like Juve, to have standards. That's fine.
It's okay to ask your club, like Omar pointed out, to have a goddamn sporting director. What the hell are we doing here? I thought we were supposed to have one by October. I know we're in October, but I thought...
I don't know. And I mean, what is Juve right now? Is Juve rebuilding? Or are we competing?
That's a good question.
Juve is a financial office right now trying to get shit straight. That's basically it.
That's another way of looking at it.
Right now. Yeah. You know, when money trumps ambitions, then you're doing it wrong.
Money trumping ambitions, yes. FFP, of course, is that lingering thing that everybody wants to say, well, you can't eliminate thinking about the finances. You also can't let it take over your ambitions. There's a fine line.
I agree with that. It's a fine line. Like we're sort of stuck in that limbo. Yeah. Right? Like we're sort of rebuilding, but we don't have time to, we got FFP, but we got to buy players. Like at some point we got to break free of this. And it just feels like we've been in this since, what was that? 2022 and all that plus Lenza shit started happening. So I think it's just, we're all tired. We're all just really tired. Like what are we doing?
You're going to get fired up when it's year after year of the same cycle, right? And this is crazy compared to last year. It's hit quicker than it hit Mota. And now you've got, this is quicker. Now all of a sudden you're talking about coaches already. We haven't even hit the end of October. You've got Tudor and Locatelli now at odds.
But I think a lot of people were waiting behind the corner for Tudor to have this sort of bad streak of games or whatever, because there was a bit more ambition when we signed Mota and we gave him a bit more of a leeway, and the transfer window was completely different, and it started going off the rails a bit later. But right now, I mean, he's not doing himself any favors. No. I think Juve is a bad place to work at. In these times, it's a bad place to work at because the organization doesn't function. So, I mean, whoever you bring in, there's a reason they're all failing. That's what happens when an organization doesn't work properly. That's why I keep pointing upwards to the management and not downward at players. The players have their faults, and I have tons of complaints for the players. But if you want them to succeed, you gotta have like a good framework in your business. Otherwise, you just keep doing the same shit every year.
I said this if they were gonna pull the trigger on Giuntoli, everybody relax, stick with me here, because it doesn't matter. It's not about wanting him to stay or not. It's about the fact that if they did that and they immediately shifted on that guy, that is the guy they put in power. These guys at the top. That's why I said,
that was nasty too.
If you're gonna wipe away not just a coach, but you're gonna wipe away the sporting director as well, then guess what? That shines a huge light on Scanavino, Ferrero, and Elkan, because those were the guys that they decided to go with. So it's not so simple as, oh yeah, we're cool, we're good, we're still calling shots, we got rid of all these guys. Camoli in, full power, full reign. What? You guys aren't qualified to make that call. That was an indictment on yourselves when you had to do that.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, like you made the mistake, and now you're saying we're going to bring someone in to fix our mistake.
So the trust just isn't there. The trust, I just don't have trust or faith in these guys that are involved. Now, for Camoli, I mean, I'm not at the point where I got to say this guy needs to leave right now, but I'm telling you, it was a so-so summer. In my books, it was a so-so summer. He took forever to do anything other than the free signing of David, and you still had gaps. And it's like you didn't even try to solve them with cheap deals. You just flat out left the gaps. So I'm sorry for everybody that's defending him because he has only been here for a few months, but I'm tired of us just kind of letting shit slide because of time, etc., whatever. Guess what? Things never going to change at Juve if we don't dial up those standards and just say, no, it's at all costs. It's unapologetically Juventus. That's just me spitballing.
Oh. Yeah, it's like we're driving down the road with a flat tire. It's like at some point you got to stop and fix it. We had like 4 flat tires. We're just kind of going down the road. Just fix the fucking tires.
Yeah. We talked about the Ron Jeremy method. You got holes, you got to fill them. Like, let's go.
This is a family show.
That's a great
This is a family show.
Thank you.
Ron Jeremy's a childhood hero. Come on.
Childhood hero? Well, I don't know about that.
No, I'm kidding. I wasn't born in the 70s. No, I'm kidding.
No.
This is a family show.
Yeah, that was a nice cheery way to start the show. Let's continue.
We'll keep it going. Is this squad, but while we keep it with Tudor, is this squad enough to compete? Yes. Is a reset inevitable? Is this Juve squad enough to compete?
Compete in what?
Absolutely.
Like it said, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely it is. This year it is.
If Como can do 100%. It, then with their list of names, there's no reason Juve can't do it. It's not so much about the personnel than applying the positions and understanding what the coach wants and having a good environment. doing whatever you need with J Medical to have these guys available. And I mean, some of the players, yeah, I'd kick out tomorrow, but again, you can do a lot better with worse players.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about the Serie A side that won it last year, absolutely we can compete in Serie A.
What are we talking about here?
That's why I don't want any coach coming out there, even though, like, I love Tudor. I respect Tudor.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't have a press conference like he just did. That was horrible. Horrible. You can't say that.
Yeah, and I guess the talking to from Komoli wouldn't do any good right now. Although that's what needs to happen. Like, you can't talk like that. That's what the president or whoever needs to tell him.
Yeah. It's for me, this team can compete. And at the bare minimum, this team can just, if you're going to surrender quality, like, and we'll get into the game today because that is going to be the prime case for Real Madrid, but you still got to be able to be a thorn in their side. You have to be able to play football. Right now, if you look at this team, I'm kind of like at a point where we can't just say, no, this team isn't good enough, this team can't compete, whatever, because you don't even know your best 11 yet in October 22nd.
Now, some players have sort of shit the bed, like 27. He's got to play a little bit better. Some players have to.
Sure.
We get that.
Sure.
There are faults of the players. But
sure. Yeah.
Who's our starting 11?
And then you go to the upper brass and the players and the trickle-down effect, because I said on last show, I feel like these guys can treat it like it's a vacation being at Juve, because who's towing the line? One coach, things start going sideways, then what? Who's towing the line? Nobody above that is towing the line. Nobody above that is towing the line.
And don't kid yourselves. All this stuff with Tudor in the news, the players are reading that. So that starts to sink in a little bit to say, should I even bother listening to this guy? Because he's probably not going to be here by Halloween. So
it's a nasty spot right now, but Tudor played a dangerous game because it's very hard to go back when you've kind of shed a negative light on players you wanted from the summer. That's a tough one to overcome. That's a tough one to overcome.
I also don't think it's a coincidence that all these bits of news are popping up now. When you were down and losing, then suddenly, Tudor wasn't pleased. Even in the summer, it wasn't. Yeah, you could have posted that in the summer. There's a reason you chose to do it now, because when shit hits the fan, then you know what happens, and all the vultures are jumping on the occasion. But that's different. Right now. There's shit about Juve.
That's different, though. He flat out said. He flat out spoke. He flat out spoke himself about Como, with Fabregas having the ability to choose his players. He flat out said that's not a media thing. Yeah. That's him.
Yeah, that's him. His presser was awful. I'm not talking about what he said. What he said is just bullshit.
But that media stuff, like, yeah, whatever. Shit's going to fly around media like that. But Tudor's actual words have been detrimental, in my opinion, over the past two matches. Yeah. Terrible.
To Omer's point, he's saying that, whether it's management or players or agents, they'll start planting that stuff out there with reporters, right? It happens everywhere.
Now, leadership. Who are the leaders on this team?
He's on the bench, captain. He's on our bench. He's a leader.
Solio.
About to
Bremer's
retire.
at J Medical. He's a leader. Pinsolio's hurt. He's a leader.
Hurt? Why did he hurt himself?
Pedin's on the bench. He's normally leader.
Yeah, he's right.
Well, I know some people might not like this, but Rugani is a leader. I think a lot of people because he's been here a long time, I think quietly.
What, you want to have rocks thrown?
Guys, you barely have leaders, and I think we're putting.
I agree. We're scraping.
We're putting a lot of weight on younger guys that have shown. Other than Yildiz, they might not be ready or can't handle it. But Yildiz, I think, is a good. He gives his best on the pitch all the time, and he's trying to make a difference. But it should never end there. Loca is a leader, and now you're benching him in this game. Do you want to get something out of it? Do you not care? Are you saving Loca for the weekend? No, absolutely not. He's not thinking anything like that. I don't know what Tudor's doing, but let's get into this game because we're going to look at the starting projected lineups and everything. When you look at Real Madrid, what are we talking about? 5 wins, 1 loss in their last 6 in all competitions. An insane amount of quality. Yeah, they're going to be dealing with some issues at the back in terms of some absences. Is that going to help us? Who knows what Juve shows up?
No, it just doesn't.
You want to know something? All I heard you say right there: 5 wins, 1 draw in the last 6. They're right for a beating.
Well,
right for a beating.
It actually doesn't paint the full picture. They have 1 loss all season. The rest is wins. Since the beginning of the season, they only lost in the derby to Atletico Madrid in a free game.
To Atletico.
5-2.
Time to upset the apple cart, fellas. Here we go. Bet heavy on the. I don't know what I'm betting heavy on. I haven't checked yet.
We talked about this, and I mean, if you're looking at what do they got? Rudiger out, Carvajal out, Huijsen's expected to be out.
Lord Huijsen?
Lord, yeah, the Lord.
Militao is back, right?
Militao's back. So we'll go through their lineups, but yeah, those guys are expected to be out. I've seen a couple different.
Mbappe is killing it.
Oh yeah, he's insane. Don't tell Skanga that. But he's insane. He's insane. Let's get to these lineups here, then we'll talk like tactically and our thoughts on everything in here, okay? But it looks like they're gonna play Asensio next to Militao. You've got some weird stuff out here, but yeah, this is kind of where you're shaping up to go. Güler, Bellingham, Vinicius, Mbappe. Oh my God, they're going to have one hell of a time with Kelly, Rugani, and Gatti. Come on.
Yeah, and that's without Rodrigo, without the new Argentinian guy.
It's going to be all hands on deck for Juve to get anything out of this one. It's going to be all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Let's be serious. If we look at Juve,
you want hands on deck, buddy? There it is. Right?
3-5-2. Di Gregorio, Gatti, Rugani, Kelly, Kalulu, McKennie, Thuram, Cope Miners, Cambiaso, Vlahovic, Yildiz. Is this our starting lineup or the outcasts?
This is... I don't know how to describe it.
I know exactly just how Matt did. Mamma mia. Mamma mia.
Yeah. Again, no defenders, and it seems like all 4 are starting, like none on the bench. God knows why.
Where do I start with it? Okay. From a tactical... Okay. Just
pick a spot.
I'm Tudor. Okay.
Ease your mind. Yep.
3-5-2 does make sense. It's one of the 2 setups I said he's down to, but you're playing all your center backs. You're playing legit the 4 center backs you have. They're all on the pitch. Some go sideways there. Guess what, buddy? Serie A, you need to start getting 3 points here. Very, very risky business. On top of that, what the fuck is the fascination with Kalulu and Gatti on the right side of the fucking field? Like,
is that the side that Mbappe plays on?
Jesus Christ. He's going to be everywhere, but mostly up top. But Vinicius Jr. plays on that side.
It's Vinicius there.
So, yeah. Anyways, shocking stuff. In the middle of the pitch, okay, he wants to be robust. We're going to, clamp down. We're going to be compact. 3 midfielders. Yep. Locatelli is your glue guy. Your best fucking defensive mid that you even have.
He wants offense today, apparently. Fuck you and your defense, Berto. Look, till you get on the bench, we're playing offense. We're going to hit back at him today. That's what he's saying. I think. I don't know.
4-0 by halftime. That's the approach.
It could go sideways pretty quick.
It does.
That lineup's crazy.
We've said
3-5-2 is something. 3-5-2 is something that should be attempted, but You could still maintain your three midfielders. You could still play compact. You could still flood that middle of the field. It makes sense what you want to do, because if you want to try to find success against Real Madrid, there's only a couple ways. You have to force them into stale possession. You have to keep them on the perimeter. You have to close all the space in the middle of the pitch. You got to force them to the outsides, and still they're going to present problems because their overlaps are so good, especially centrally, that it's going to be difficult. But that's your best shot. So I understand going with that 3-5-2. But I mean, shit. This is the best way you can get Vlahovic going too, because you're expecting to transition. That's the only way he's really been of more use as opposed to hold up play. Yildiz just needs to be on the pitch. It really doesn't matter, man. You put him wherever. In this though, if your point is to strike back and it is to hit on transition, Kalulu's one of your wing backs. Joao Mario continues to sit on the bench. That's at a position that can hit on transition. And in the middle of the park,
defensively though, Joao Mario's been.
Well, what's the point of having three center backs then? What do you want to, I don't understand. This guy can't get in the pitch in a back four. He can't get in the pitch as a wing back. What the fuck was the point of bringing this guy in?
Yeah, it's true.
What was the point? Yeah. And this goes back to our discussion on Elkan, Kamoli, etc. Are we even working at all with the guys we bring in? Because how the fuck does Joao Mario come in and all of a sudden Tudor just, no, we're not using it. Did he have legit no part in bringing this guy in?
It sounds like it.
It looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very harsh on him. What do you mean? I don't think he even got a chance. It's unfair. I get that you didn't get to keep the player that you wanted. Sucks. Yeah, it sucks. You wanted Alberto Costa. Fine. But that's what you have right now. That was the big plus about Allegri. He wanted certain players, but eventually he dealt with whatever they got him because they couldn't get any who he wanted. You have that player on your roster. Keep pushing Kalulu in there just out of spite because you didn't want that player is stupid. It's ludicrous and part of the reason we look the way we look.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Joao Mario is the be-all, end-all for Juve and he has to play. But I don't think he got a fair chance. I think he's more than decent and definitely might be better than Kalulu.
If you're playing a wing back, he 100% is better as a wing back. 100%. I mean, I don't even know. Between Kalulu and Gatti, there's so many mistakes out there. It's crazy.
Could get bad.
What happened to Gatti? When did he become so stupid? His decision-making is atrocious, man. It wasn't like that.
I don't know, man. You lose your confidence when some say, I'm not going to say anything, as Omer's a little light up top, but when the hair goes, a little bit of the confidence goes. And he had that Goran Pandev thing going on for a bit, and all I'm going to say is he's taking care of it, so big props to Yildiz, who took care of his buddy there.
He had the Ron Jeremy on his head.
He did have.
Ron Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
family.
It's crazy. 3-5-2 and your wing back, and you're concerned about how Joao Mario is defensively. Something has to give, everybody. It can't be defense across the entire fucking lineup.
Something's got to give.
And
I agree.
And you keep playing Cambiaso, who's exactly the same on the other side.
Cambiaso has been alive, but he hasn't done shit.
He's been a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything on either side of the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's exactly like his idol, Cancelo. At the end of the day, his offensive output doesn't outshine his defensive deficiencies.
Cambiaso is
nothing in attack and he's bad in defense.
The fans that are attacking Joao Mario, you're letting Cambiaso slide based on memories.
Can't do it.
Dude's been brutal. And I'll say this much, offensively, for the minutes we have seen, Joao Mario's actually looked more lively and looked more dangerous by a mile to Cambiaso. Cambiaso's got to figure it out, and quick. Otherwise, it's crazy.
Well,
and this is kind of where I sympathize for Tudor a little bit because, and at the same token, though, he's got to sort it out. You can't just keep putting this guy out there time and time again. Like, Cambiaso's been brutal. Brutal. I'd play McKennie over him at certain points.
Yeah.
Now,
you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting with McKennie. That's the
well, he's going to be in the middle of the park because we want our captain on the bench, and that's just beautiful stuff. That lineup, guys, I don't even know, but
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Hit me with your
very slow players.
Hit me with your keys for Juve to get something out of this game, get a result, whatever you think's going to happen, and your players to watch in this one, Omer.
Oh, well, we kind of said it last time. I mean, when even the Juve of 2015 played Real Madrid, they played defensively, and that was a team stacked with world-class players. But when you come to the Bernabéu, you have to acknowledge what you are and just, adapt. If Tudor is coming with the same approach he had against Como, against Inter, we're going to get slapped. We're going to get slapped hard. So he needs to realize this is not a game to push forward. It's no shame to play defensively at the Bernabeu. That's what I would have done. Okay, especially with how fast their attack is and how slow the lineup we just saw is. So I hope the approach is a bit different and a bit more defensive because it wouldn't work if we play offensively. Players to watch. Out of the lineup, I mean, it's always Yildiz. The way I'm looking at it now, if Yildiz isn't clicking, then this team is just nothing will happen today.
Skanga,
Tony,
you're up.
It's got to be a smash and grab. Like, if you have any hope of taking points, like I'm looking at 1 point today. Like, to think about 3 points is a bit of a pipe dream. If you're going to smash and grab 1 point to Omer's great analysis there, I say you got to have 6 guys behind the ball minimum at all times and just just hold on tight because you're going to be on a Buck and Bronco today and you just got to hold on tight. 1-1, 0-0. It's not going to be 0-0. 1-1, 2-2. You got to scrape out a point. You got to get something from today. Don't get blown out. And I think they're going to neutralize Yildiz, so I'm putting everything on Dusan today. We are what we are at the back. Up front, Dusan, you got to step up for us, big guy. You got to step up for me because I've been taking bullets for you for a year and a half. Do it for me.
No sympathy for you either.
yeah.
Listen, if you're going to get anything out of this game, if you're Juve, we know what the game plan is. You got to make life miserable for them. You have to force them into an ugly, broken game. You got to play a lot of pressure on the ball. You got to be physical. And it's got to be a complete 180 from Como to where they beat us to every friggin' loose ball and every 50-50 they won. Like, it's got to be the complete opposite. We need to be that team. You have to force them into stale possession. You have to get them to play a game that they don't want to play out on the perimeter and maybe get them to a point where all they can do is cross in, right? If you're letting them cook in the middle and if their overlaps in there are hitting and you guys aren't quick to communicate and figure it out, it's going to be a long day at the office. So, and on the counters, man, ball retention is going to be big because whenever you play this game plan, Juve's gassed at the best of times.
Yes. If
you're going to play the clampdown method and approach, your ball retention is going to be massive for you. And you have to sort that out. And that's another reason why a couple of these guys in a couple of those positions don't make the most sense. And it's another reason why Locatelli should be in there. But also a guy like Joao Mario versus Kalulu out on the flank, ball retention plays a big part of that. That helps your defense. If you can't retain the ball in a game like this, you're in big trouble. So maybe his 1v1 defensive skills aren't to where you like it, but his ball retention could help us out tremendously in the long game, right? It's some
So
questions
what's
are
your
players
starting
to
11?
watch. I'm going Cambiaso, and because if he puts in his typical performance, I know how this is going to go for Juve. And I've said this for a long time now. He's the biggest game changer on Juve. And it's no surprise that struggles have happened timed with his own struggles. When this guy cooks, the offense generates way more. Way more.
That's a good point.
Everything backs it. Eye test, stats, numbers. I'm sure the spreadsheets are there in front of Kamoli. Listen, if he isn't having a good game, Juve just struggles, period. And they don't have somebody else to pick that up. And they also haven't acknowledged João Mario to try to be that guy. And sit Cambiaso. Maybe you protect yourself on that side. Base it out with McKennie, like we did against Inter when he shut down Dumfries. And then let João Mario play the right side to maybe be that guy that can generate, that can be a driving force for the offense. Because the two are connected. Cambiaso putting up stinkers and us not having a game breaker that could support Yildiz or Chico for that matter. Should Chico be starting in this game?
Not if we're playing with 3 at the back. No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Let me tell you my how I would play that match. Gatti out, Kalulu, Rugani, and Kelly. McKennie on the left, Adzic, Thuram, Locatelli in the center, João Mario on the right, Ildiz, and probably Openda. Because if he is going for the counter-attacking game, that's what I want to see. But how would you play?
Openda makes sense. Not in the front two next to Yildiz, though, for me. He makes sense in a 3-man front, and I play him off to the side, one of the wings. Conceição and Yildiz, a 3-5-2, one would have to play as a 10. But then you lose that robustness in your midfield because you don't have 3 legit midfielders. For me, the answer has always been a variation of a 4-3-3 for Juve. Is Tudor wrong in switching it up for this game? Is he going to bail on 4-3-3 just because of Como?
No, I think you just go back to what's.
I mean, the news kind of suggested it that it was forced upon him by Komoli. I don't know if it's true or not, but it might be. And whatever you do, don't do what you did up until now. That certainly doesn't work. Like the 3-4-3 hasn't worked out. It got figured out pretty quickly, and I said it in an earlier show, none of the games felt safe. The games we played so far. None of them. So yeah, 3-5-2 is a welcome change. It just doesn't add up with the roster we have. But on the pitch, it seems a bit better.
Listen, we're in tough today, but Skanga, set the tone. Let's get to predictions.
I'm ready, buddy. You put me in, coach. So today we have Slavko Visnic. I believe that's how he is, the Slovenian. So he's done 201 games in the Slovenian league, average. So he's about 20% red cards, PKs in those games. Now, he's done 53.
What's his name?
Slavko Visnic, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Sounds like a type of bunt cake or something.
Stop it. Bunt cake. No, that's not a good cake. Anyways, 53 games in Champions League. Only 6 reds and 5 PKs. It's pretty low percentage. Doesn't flash the cards very often, but we have seen him recently. He did the Italy-Israel game, 5-4 game. He was a center in that. He did our 3-1 loss to PSV. He was the center for that one. And he was the referee for the Italy-Belgium game in the Euros, 2-1 win over Belgium. So I think he's going to be a non-factor today. Non-factor.
Hopefully
keeps the cards in the pocket.
Hopefully Juve's a factor, and we're not a non-factor. Now predictions. Final score, 1 tiebreaker, and 1 bold call. Let's go.
Okay, so as we know, Juventus is heavy underdogs in this one. So they're at plus 550 a draw, plus 370. Maybe. Real Madrid's minus 230 in this one. In terms of the score, I really went back and forth on this one. I don't think I've ever done this, but I think I'm going to go with a 4-2 loss. And that's because it's plus 3,000. I would have went 4-1, but that's only plus 1,900. So I went with the 4-2 loss, plus 3,000. I went with, even though I don't like the guy, I went with Mbappe 2 goals plus a Vlahovic goal for plus 1,395. I'm also going over 4.5 goals total for the game for plus 340.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
That's a lot. Omer.
Yeah. I mean, I think a loss is it feels inevitable.
It does.
So, yeah. And unfortunately, I also think it's a heavy loss, depending on when we concede the first goal. Let's go with.
It's early.
Let's go with a 4-1.
Loss.
4-1. Yeah. Tiebreaker is there is a penalty in this match, and let's call it the risky call is someone scores his first goal of the season today, like as a Grova or an Openda.
Okay. I like it. I don't like the loss call, but I like somebody at least bagging the first goal of the season. We're going to look at the chat here. Gio's going 2-2. 0-0. I don't see 0-0.
Zero chance of 0-0.
Dude, we're conceding 2 to Como. Like, we're conceding today.
Love you, Kenny. No chance.
Adam, 2-1 Juve. Whew.
God bless you.
Juve lose 3-0. 3-1 Madrid, unfortunately. 4-1 Madrid. Early Mbappe ACL tear. Oof.
Okay, that we don't wish that upon anybody.
Hopefully not, man. Aldo Teo 3-3. Mitch, we win 4-3. Whew.
Good for you, Mitch. You want to also, Mitch, love the positivity. Not change my prediction.
4-2 sounds about right. 4-1 Madrid, maybe 4-0, but I'll give us a trash time goal or something. Mine says we lose 5-1, but give me a 1-0 fluke win. Asensio own goal or some, man. If we kept a clean sheet. Dell's going 1-0 Juve. Oh, 3-1 Madrid. 4-1.
Is there any way we keep a clean sheet in this thing?
2-0
I don't
Madrid,
see it.
2-0 Madrid. I don't see it. I have no confidence in calling against any opponent a clean sheet. Against Real Madrid, that's played fantastic this season, absolutely not. Some of their strengths directly coincide with some of our weaknesses, everybody. I mean, here's my legit gut feeling going into this game. And by the way, I'm bringing you all watch along, so hey, we're going to ride or die together legit, so I hope to see you all there.
Wow.
Whenever you face these games, and there's a specific comment here today that we got history, guys. Remember the history. Let me talk to you about history.
Yes, it's true, but
you know how you need to go into those games, how you need to play to get results in these games. And a ton of it comes down to fight, heart, grit, determination, all that.
Experience.
But belief, confidence. Right now, this team's going against it in all those factors. I don't like this sudden turn from Tudor. I don't like his words. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the symbol of your captain, one of the few actual leaders on this team, where you have none, on the bench. I don't like, guys, you're not taking a shot by benching him in your lineup. taking a shot, making a stand would be like, Cambiaso, you haven't been up to it. You're sitting. João Mario, this is your chance. Show us. Like, that's coaching. That's like kind of taking this big stab, I think. And Cambiaso, at what point? Like, sooner or later, you have to reward your coach. But that's why my gut is not in a good spot to this game, because I don't think mentally we are there to provide the performance that is there. Because I think now there is doubt. There is beyond doubt. There's your coach talking about doubt. There's... I would love to say Juve comes out there and does the Italian job the way that we used to. Go in there and be a thorn in their side. They can't break us, and we smash and grab and we pull it out. We're conceding today, guys. Like, we will concede. I don't think we'll have enough to counter and fire back with enough goals.
There's no way we keep out less than 2 goals.
I think it's 3-1 for them. And when's the last time I called a loss? I'm the optimist, like always, the optimist in predictions.
You are.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
I've never called a loss. I called a loss one other time.
I don't think I've ever called a loss. I think this might be my first. Like, we don't do
that's
that.
The reason we keep losing.
But
yeah.
But today
it was very painful to say.
I'm going 2-2, guys.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
2-2. Because my gut's telling me 3-1 defeat, but my fucking heart just can't fucking turn its back, and it's going 2-2. 2-2.
You need a cardiologist.
Bingo.
No, it was very painful to say you were losing 4-1. I'm not saying it, lighthearted. Yeah. But
you put money in
on the positive note, if you do manage to get a win today,
yes,
that's like exactly the type of turnaround you need.
Yes.
If that doesn't do anything for this team, then what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, get the jumpers out and fucking spike this club, man. That's what a win would do tonight. But if it didn't, if you win and then you come out fall flat against Lazio, then we're cooked.
All's lost.
You can't get any momentum, anything. If they could pull it out somehow, would be insane. And I hope they do. Because, sometimes we've said this around this team. Sometimes they need this kick in the ass, this jolt, and this like, hey, you know what? You got zero expectation. If you're going to be a team that can't deal with the expectations, then you should thrive in games like this because there's no expectations. 75% of your fan base expects you to lose. That's probably generous. If I'm saying 75, might be higher. 90, 95 is expecting a loss, and a comfortable loss. The world's expecting Real Madrid to do what Real Madrid does. I mean, these are usually the games where those expectations are out of the window. You should play a good game. You should be strong. You should react. But I don't know if Tudor's going to have the right calls.
It's Real Madrid in the Champions League. They have one of the 2 best players. I mean, I think we're right to feel like we can't win this game. It's an away match. I don't think you're doing Juve a disservice by saying that. I think it's just logical. And if Juve do win, I mean, all of us, we were wrong. But you can't tell me that's not a sensible prediction. And predict a loss at the Bernabéu in our current state.
And if you guys, for some of the comments like, man, we can't have all 3 on the panel going lost. Guys, Kalulu and Gatti on the right side. Yep. Cambiaso's got to step it up. A midfield with no Locatelli, where he's been the glue guy. It's clear as day.
What else you want to add in there?
I mean,
anything else?
Vlahovic, who hasn't done anything starting any game. He's been solid off the bench in a couple showings.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All I'm going to say is...
And that's probably the fastest team in the world. So you're starting this super slow lineup. Super slow. Everyone except Yildiz in this lineup is fucking slow. You're gonna get torched by Mbappe and Vinicius. These guys are beasts. I mean, we saw what Nico Paz could do with his speed, which is nowhere near Mbappe's. That's Juve's weakness, real weakness.
Here's another thing for me is like losing the Chico effect. There will be space because Real Madrid's gonna attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one less guy that can exploit that space by going with just the two forwards. Right?
It's all Yildiz, man. It's all on Yildiz.
It's going to be all on Yildiz. Kalulu on one side, unless Cambiasso finally decides to wake up because he wants to make a move to one of these big teams or actually live up to the connection of being associated with Maldini by his agent. Yeah, something's going to have to give. It's going to be all on Yildiz, man. Godspeed, brother. Godspeed.
Poor kid. He can handle it. He's
now, if Yildiz somehow could like bag a brace or something or do something insane in this game tonight.
Gotta be early though.
That would be crazy.
Built a statue.
Too much on this kid. It's too much on this kid. A lot on this kid.
Yeah, and he's also
it's a lot on this kid, man.
Pay him.
They're really
extend him.
There's no support for him anywhere in this freaking lineup, man. Not enough. So let's see. Let's see, everybody.
Even if Real Madrid gets a red card, it's still going to be close.
Sorry, Keenan, you got to wait for extension, though. We had to deal with Rugani first. Yeah. Skanger, you sticking around? We're going to do a little bit of Storm the Barn.
I'm good for like 4 minutes. I can do maybe one or two.
Let's machine gun some of these. Let's machine gun the Storm the Barn on this. When will the players be blamed? Yet another situation of these buffoons who have proven nothing turning on the coach. I don't think they've turned on him, Calvin. It's as simple as that. I don't think they've turned on Tudor. It's that simple for me. They haven't turned on Tudor. Tudor said some stupid shit in pressers, though, and I could see why they would, but I don't think they have.
In this Serie A, there's no reason why this group of individuals can't compete for the top of it. Like it's not top to bottom poor players. We have some good players in there. Now Bremer going down hurts.
Do we not have a better squad than Como? Are we serious?
Como has one player who's actually close to like world class.
Yeah. Like, what are we talking about here? And the players being blamed, the players are definitely taking heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We usually do that after the match. Like,
you know what's funny though?
Yeah.
This whole thing, when I brought up the upper management saying it's time to finally get shit right up there, and I said with Tudor, when he's talking about ifs, because he's like, well, if in Verona we got that call went our way, etc., and we have more points, and all of a sudden it'd be great Tudor, great Juve. And I said, ifs don't fucking cut it at Juve. They don't, flat out. Okay? And then it stemmed into, but I said, it still won't matter to me if you make a coaching change because the rest needs to get sorted out finally and can't be swept under the rug any further. And people jumped on that and brought back Allegri. Man, the Allegriani are so, like, they're inevitable, man. Okay?
They never go away.
They wait for, like, I'm like, guys, hold on a second. Because all they seem to care about is being right or wrong. It's not about being right or wrong. The truth is, coach has a job to do. Despite the fact if your office is fucked up or anything like that, you still have your job to do. Mm-hmm. And Max had his job to do. There were still shortcomings there at our coaching position. There's still a shortcoming at our coaching position. Okay? Mm-hmm. He still has to get better out of this group. I don't think saying some of the things he's said is productive to getting this team rolling or getting this team going. I don't think when media asks you about different setups, completely brushing it off is, hey, that's the case. Like it's this way or no way, my way or the highway. Doesn't matter where Yildiz plays. All this. Formations don't matter. They do matter. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, why would you be stuck on your 3-man back set? Somehow, along the lines, you got stuck on that. Everybody still has their job to do. But my thing is like, who's, again, towing that line? Where's the accountability? Where's the responsibility? Mm-hmm. Your owner isn't at games. Your president's sleeping at them. That's what I mean by all this. Tudor, the players still have their job. They're not safe. Players aren't safe.
I agree.
You know?
Good job machine gunning those.
You know, oh fuck. You know how Steelers are, what Steelers? Skanga.
Here we go.
Our perpetual mediocrity because they never tank. I know there's no draft picks in soccer, but maybe need a season we finish 15th and just fire everyone and reset. Skanga, I'm going to tell you this.
Yes, sir.
Would you take a top-tier coach and say, I don't care what we finish in, but stick with him?
I think you talked about this on the weekend, and I said, hell yes. Get a coach. You got to give him a year or two. You finish out of the top 4, finish like 10th. It's okay. I know everyone says, oh, we're Juventus, we got to win all the time. Sometimes it's okay to suck. Sometimes you need a reset. We haven't had that reset. We've had like a mini resets, and look at where we are. We're in like this perpetual middle ground where we don't know what the hell we're doing. That's just me, though. Good call to Steelers. So it's exactly what we are.
Probably we'll talk about it, but what do you think about Juve's declining any help from Tether? Omer, what do you think?
I don't know what's going on there between those guys. Apparently, Elkan is not a fan of the idea. Can Tether help? Absolutely. Can they just come in and inject hundreds of millions of dollars into the club? I don't think so. Since you are a publicly traded company and everything is being followed, and we get fines and court appearances when we aren't doing anything. So I don't know if they will do anything like in the short term, like coming in and immediately we have like a 300 million budget to spend. But in the long run, yeah, I think that's the direction Juve should go. I don't get why they declined it. My guess is Elkan is not a fan of this move.
Or what Matt said here, Tether could also come in and do some dumb shit.
No, the thing with Tether is they've never showed the backing that they claim they have. So they claim that they have all this backing, but they've never claimed it. They never actually backed it. They've never actually had like a true audit. And that's why they take heat. And that's why nobody really has faith or believes in them being anything more than a scam. But that said,
they got money.
They've got 12% stakes in your club as it is already. So whether that money's coming from Exor or it's coming from Tether, and if it's something that simple like, hey guys, then what are we even waiting for right now? This still looks Mickey Mouse to me from Elkan's point of view, because it's like, guys, you're 12% in here. We're a publicly traded company. What needs to happen though is you need to show us that you're backed as you say you are, because that's the one thing that Tether has against them, is they have not proven that they're backed like they say they're. So hey, show us that and we're good. But if they can't, 12%, okay, then it's time to cut that cord and say, see you later, right?
12% normally means a seat at the table, and they don't have that.
No, they don't. And that's why I'm like, if it's that backing thing, well, hey, can you not sort that out? What are you waiting?
This is the last one. This is the last one for me.
Palladino gets appointed as the next manager. Do you think we could see him and Comuzzo reunited at Juve? His relationship to Comuzzo would be one of the big upsides to hiring him, if you ask me.
Look, I'm not big on the Comuzzo train. I think it's a bit exaggerated. Also, Palladino, I mean, he did do better than what Pioli does right now, but I didn't see at this Fiorentina any, let's call it an identity or whatever. I think he's a relatively decent. He could very easily become another Mota. Very easily. Honestly, I would knock on Ranieri's door and ask him, can you come and just get us to win 1-0 every game till we get our shit straight?
Guys.
I mean,
he did beat Real Madrid in the banter, by the way. He has his credentials.
Twice. He's got a point.
It's gut-wrenching to talk about interim in October, man. Like, it's Palladino does nothing for me. None of these guys that we've heard do anything for me. And I said, the question, we put it out on our main, it was like, who would you select if you had to out of these? I said, whoever's willing to accept the job as an intern, because I wouldn't want to commit to any of these guys until we figure out who's running the show and what vision we're carrying through. Don't commit to anybody. So whoever wants to come in as an intern, and if it is Palladino, then great. Because I just don't get it. Tudor walked in as a intern, and then we had a choice to get these other guys we're looking at now in that summer. And they chose Tudor. And for some reason, now we find out that they didn't even back him the way he wanted to. So what the fuck are we doing?
It's the exact same list.
It's a joke. It's a joke. How do you guys fight the Juve depression? I watch highlights of leveraging. I don't get depressed over it.
Neither do I.
Depression's not something to joke about either. Actually had some struggles myself. We always leave our DMs open on all social platforms. So for anybody that actually struggles with it, mental health, guys, we got you if you need a set of ears. So
never let any sports team get you down.
Don't let any of that bring you down, buddy. Okay.
But I got to roll, buddy. I'm going to end on that one.
And also these guys, fuck yeah, they're keeping me going.
I'll be Godspeed to me because I'll be running the Twitter today. Oh God.
We got a little bit left here on Storm the Barn, and then we're going to say ciao. But thanks as always, Tony.
Later, boys.
Ciao.
Later.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling.
I get what he said, like with depression. I don't think he means the depression, but there's like post-match feelings when we lose or win. How do I deal with it? If it's really annoying, like the Como one, I put on headphones and I blast out metal, and after like 15, 20 minutes, I'm more good. It helps me, take everything out. But like you guys said, at the end of the day, it's a football match. It's our hobby. It's something we like, but surround yourself afterwards with family, friends, things that make you happy, and you'll forget all about it. And that's the way I do stuff.
Pepto-Bismol, really.
Pepto-Bismol. Our next sponsors.
Why did we fire Giuntoli only? Many others had to go too. Where is the sporting director? Well, this is my whole thing. It shouldn't have ended at Giuntoli, and that's the point at which they all got a lot of blood on their hands. Cannavino, Ferraro, Elkan. Elkan at some point needs to realize he needs the right people at the very top calling the shots. He's not even present all the time. How can you run something when you're not even there? How can you run anything when you're not there? You can't. You just can't do it. Yeah. I've said this all the time. You don't steer a ship from the shore. Mm-hmm. So trying to do that is a joke. And that's counterproductive to building a culture, creating an identity, or rediscovering your values, all that. That doesn't get built when the guy's trying to do it. One's not awake and one's not even present. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, in my opinion, and I said it before he was fired, I think it was a bit premature. I think those guys were in line before him to get fired. I would not have fired Giuntoli. Yes, he did. He had some mistakes, some big ones. And you also got to learn from your mistakes and improve. I think that was a pretty harsh decision on him. But it is what it is. That's what we have right now, which is no sporting directors. So I would not have fired him.
Yeah, I love this from Paul. Comoli's going to take every job. He'll be coaching next, for God's sakes. Because when you're asking for a sporting director, the reality is we started to hear that Ottolini might be out now, and he might be. I mean, it's a shit show. Why would do it? And also, anybody that comes is going to play second fiddle to Comoli. It's still going to be his show. That much is apparent. But I will say this. In the firing of Giuntoli, when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's just like you fire this guy, and again, you have shot yourself in the foot, but it goes back to everything else. His wrongdoing is the exact reason why you need somebody there all the time that knows football, that knows squad building, that knows recruitment, that knows all this. Because if we're going to shoot him down for certain moves, if you want to talk about moves, these guys at the top always had the power to veto. So to just put it all on him, say, oh yeah, no, they could have stepped in at any point in time, and they did not. Why? Because they don't have a clue. They only saw one thing, and that was the books. That's it. Not good enough. I gave them leeway up until this past summer, and then it's like you need to ramp up ambitions. You really do. Okay? I'm not saying it's the actual issue, but could Loca be an issue on the team? I doubt it. Is Locatelli a problem?
Not for me. Maybe there's stuff we don't know, but it doesn't look like it. It never looked like it, to be honest, and even in previous seasons before he was the captain. So in my opinion, no, I don't think it's Locatelli. I think it's all the stuff we just talked about over the last hour and a half. So yeah, I don't think he's the issue.
I don't think he's a problem. He's never had a problem with anybody prior. And I'm shocked to hear that Tudor and him could potentially be having problems. It's bizarre. It's wild to me.
Yeah.
I almost don't really believe it, but I mean,
if you got along with Mota, who was an asshole.
If somebody wants to say that Locatelli is a problem or becoming a problem because of what he all he did was post a picture of himself with the armband on Instagram, finding out he's not going to be starting today. That to me, I have no problem with players wanting to play. Guys on this team especially need to want the ball, need to want to play. I'm tired of Colt Miners never trying to make something happen and always just taking the ball and immediately just getting rid of it and not taking the space in front of him, not trying that cross, not trying that through ball. I'm tired of that crap. You want guys that want to be in there. Locatelli's not a problem. Not in my opinion, and not right now. Hypotheticals. Conte got sacked by Napoli. Would you hire him? No.
Yes.
He's dead to me after you play games, and this is being unapologetically Juve. Got to get back to it. Fuck him. He's dead to me. Dead to me.
Yeah. I would bring him back. I get the feelings. I also have that feeling. And just if he does make Juve better, then yeah, that's my end game. Eventually that's what matters to me, and I'll let my put my feelings aside if it makes Juve better.
That was last chance saloon for this fucking guy, and Juve was this past summer. Absolutely not. I say it's time for ownership to step up, take that money, and get yourself elite, even higher than Conte, and actually support him properly, and actually get guys in the building that know a thing or two about the game and how to build squads. I'm a no. I'm a no now. I said it. He's dead to me. I don't care. But I get why people would want him back, of course. The stimulus, everything, but no. Now he's officially done for me. What did Giuseppe say when he stumbled and fell? Ouch, Miazza. Come on, Miazza.
Another Inter player.
Giuseppe Miazza. Come on, Adam. Yellow there.
Yellow.
Not red worthy, but yellow. Kenny D, this isn't the game we're supposed to win. We should just see it as a game to measure our team against the very best to see how far off we are. I mean, here's the thing. It feels like free money, right, Omar? It feels like free money. It's like you're not going to be too. I mean, I shouldn't say you're not going to be, because if it's a blowout, you will take a hit. But like if you lose the game 2-1, even 3-1, 3-2, I mean, if it's a tight game and you lose, that's probably there's going to probably be some positives to take out of it given Real Madrid's form this season. But if you win, you have everything to gain out of it, right? And even if you get a draw, like you have a lot to gain out of this game. And I would say you have more to gain than lose. So,
I mean, I when I saw this match on the fixture list, even before all the draws and loss to Como, I was like, yeah, that's probably a loss away at the Bernabéu. That's our toughest draw, toughest Champions League draw, and I was fine with it. It's fine if we lose that match. I mean, it would be awesome if we win it. It would be great, but I wouldn't expect it. Okay, so I won't be shocked. Just don't get thrashed. Don't lose like 6-0 or 6-2 or whatever.
Yeah. Aaron says people get caught up on the score. If Juve get their asses kicked, close score or not, it will feel bad, like getting your ass kicked. No, like I disagree. Like if you put Real Madrid under pressure and it's a tight game and you no, I think there's positives to take out of that. If you get blown out 4-1, 5-1, that's nasty. Like that's nasty.
Well, if we do see the lineup we saw earlier, then that's pretty much the same team that played Real Madrid back in the Club World Cup. And I don't know if that was even a good measuring stick. I think that the Man City game was a much better measuring stick, and we got cooked on that one.
Yeah. What would need to happen tonight for you guys to sack Tudor? I wouldn't sack Tudor tonight.
I don't know. It depends on his words after the match and how badly we lose.
That's actually a fair point because his words have been a disaster past 2 games. I'll say this. I don't like any of the options that could be coming in. Until, like, there's no way this team, this group of players can't reach top 4 in this Serie A. We got to be serious. Okay? If that ever becomes like an actual doubt, then that's when you have to cut the cord. I truly, like, if he comes out against Lazio, if we lose that game to Lazio, I'm thinking about it. Like, I might actually do it if we lose that Lazio game. Today won't decide it for me. His words, like, and again, the guys up at the top, like, you know that these guys get trained for the questions that they're going to see. We saw it when they did the behind the scenes thing with Juve. Like, all these guys get trained on the pressers. They know exactly what questions are coming. They're all prepped. To have answers like that is like...
Yeah, and it's like before the match.
And going back to steering the ship, I'd be taking a guy right out of presser and being like, dude, what are you saying? What are you doing? Do you know the effects? Like, you are to be one of the leaders of this group. And instead of leading, you are doing everything, but you are deflecting. You're saying wild shit. Can't happen.
Well, the problem is that I'm very lenient when it's after the match. Because when it's after the match, they catch you off guard. It depends what happens in the match. Then
there's still a lot of emotions there too.
Yeah, so they might trip you to saying stuff that they'll make kicks out of. But before the match, when you get to prep, you sit there with the media team. You know exactly what they're going to ask. Either he told them what he's going to say, and they said good, no problem, which is a big issue, or he told them something completely different and then went off script and just started spewing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a really bad loop. There's no way you were coached by a media, some sort of media coach before that interview, and that's what you come up with.
Yeah.
After the match, fine. I'm a lot more lenient. I get it. If we do a podcast right after the match, it will sound completely different than the one we do, a day after.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
People are making a big deal out of nothing. We've had the hardest start to the season out of the top 10, and we're 4 points off the top. You guys know me, and you know that I can't sympathize that way because I can't. I can't, because we've seen the shortcomings in our actual performances. It's easy for Tudor to say, if this happened here, if this happened there, we have a few more points. It's also easy to say that if would have seen points deducted in losses based on play and shortcomings. My issue is a lot of those shortcomings have not been corrected. So for Joy at 10, I'm going to say as simple as this. What's our 1A? You don't even know, and it's October 22nd. None of us know. What's our best formation? Nobody even knows. That is a sign of it on its own, that it's not, we're just 4 points off the top. It's all good. No. Everybody else is set. Everybody else at this time has their identities. They're good to go. We're not.
It's not about the results as it is about the way we played. I don't even know what position we are in the league. What are we, 7th, 8th right now? And I didn't even check it out.
Super tight, but yeah, you're in that 6-7 range.
Yeah, I think Como jumped us. I think they're 6.
Well, because we're all tied on a bunch of points, right? There's a lot of tied in there. So 12 points is 6th, 7th. Oh, okay. 8th is 11 with Atalanta. 2 wins, 5 draws, undefeated. Last undefeated team in Serie A. Juve.
Yeah, so
12
it's
points,
not about the position. It's just the way they play, the games that we should have been at least dominating. I mean, the Verona match sticks out. Losing this way to Como after an international break. Even the Genoa match wasn't a good match. We kind of scored off a corner, and that was about it. So it's not about where we stand or the difference in points. It's the way we play right now that gives me very little hope of catching up to the others.
Yeah. We've seen the shortcomings for quite some time, and it's gotta pick up. Berto, for you, tell me why you put Cambiaso in the team before Kostic. I see no more reason. Kostic is an absolute no for me. And if you're talking about Real Madrid, absolutely not. No shot in hell. No shot in hell. As bad as Gatti and Kalulu are together, Kelly and Kostic on the left is... I don't think there's enough supply of Pepto-Bismol in the world for what that would do to my insides, like having to deal with that. No, it's a no. I'd said I'd play McKennie. Just no for Kostic. No chance. If that guy plays Coppa Italia, or like when a game's secured against a team in Serie A, like a pointless player to keep around for me. I'm sorry. As one-dimensional as they come, absolutely nothing there. He's just a body at this point. No. Like I said, I would base out the left side. I'd go McKennie, and I'd play João Mario on the right if Cambiaso just can't get the best phase of his game, which is the attack, going. That's what I would do. That's just me. Let's keep it rolling. This could be a good counterattack game for Openda up front. Well, Omer had Openda in his picks.
Well, for one reason only. There was a stat, I think, earlier in the week that he actually was the fastest player this season. He had the fastest sprint this season in Serie A, or maybe, I don't know, top 3 or whatever. And if the game goes the way I want it to go, and Juve are playing the counter-attacking game, Dusan is not a good partner for that, in my opinion. I would go for speed, and mainly speed.
I got a need for speed, baby. Yeah. Give me a Yildiz free kick last minute Del Piero vibes. Oh man, I want to see Yildiz get over the free kicks, and I want to see him be able to bag some of those and stuff. So
play Openda.
Play Openda. Look, you guys, there is more Storm the Barn there, but we've just run over time because we had a late start. I don't know, this software, I guess this is just driving me nuts, man. That's 2 back-to-back shows. I got to get it sorted, but I will get it sorted. You guys are the best. Look, we go in there today, no expectations. Okay, little expectations. Everybody wants us to lose across Europe, across Italy. These are the times when you come together and it can make something magical happen sometimes. Sometimes it can bring out the best in groups. Sometimes it can spearhead a charge that carries over into other competitions. Of course, we're going to go in there and hope for that to happen. We are going to bring you a watch along. I will be there for a watch along. I hope to see you all there. We're going to hope for the best and see what happens. Tudor's got some very interesting calls in that starting 11. The story is the same as it's been all season. The guys that have been called upon need to reward Igor Tudor. Period. Now, if this does not happen today, people brought up player blame, player issues. That's going to pick up tremendously now with some of the calls that Tudor's made. So there's a lot going on today, and we're going to tackle it all. I'm going to be back 20 minutes before kickoff. Hope to see you all there. Omar, absolute pleasure as always, brother. I know we'll see you there during the watch along, probably in the chat there. You guys, and Forza Juve, Eric, 20 minutes before kickoff, right back here. Let's see if we could do something special. Now, there is a fun fact about Juve will be wearing the black kits, okay? They'll be wearing the black kits today. Last time they wore the black kits in Spain for a Real Madrid game, they defeated them, and this was a long time back. You got to go to the Savori days. And when they did that, Juve was like, that was like the only defeat Real Madrid tasted, and I can't even remember the span. We're talking years. So, hey, maybe the black kit brings us a little bit of black magic tonight against Real Madrid, and we can give them one of these. I'm grasping at straws, everybody. I'm going for everything. Going for like anything and everything here. Okay?
Your underwear.
What's that?
Don't wash your underwear. Just remember Mike and Jordan used it.
Whatever it takes. Come on, Juve. Show us. Show us the Juve of old. Show us that David versus Goliath tonight. That's all I ask. Give them hell, boys. Give them hell, boys. We'll reconvene 20 minutes before kickoff. As always, fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.